Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 690, we're going to talk about Koll, the Forgemaster, and how to use him for totally unintended purposes. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, if it was enchanted or equipped, return it to its owner's hand. Creature tokens you control that are enchanted or equipped gets +1/+1. Now, I don't know about you, but the very first card I just popped in my head when I read this was Skull Clamp. So, let's read this right again now. Another non-token creatures. We're not worried about tokens. We can produce, well, we can, but creature you control dies. If it was equipped or enchanted, return it to its owner's hand. So, if I can get a creature with a 1 toughness and spend 1 mana to equip the Skull Clamp to it, it will die. I will draw 2 cards. The creature will come back to my hand. Now, if that creature happens to be free, I can replay it, re-equip it. Granted, I'm out the 1 mana, so we're not infinite yet. This is Boros card draw? Okay. So, but that got me thinking. I went down this particular rabbit hole. So, Ashnod's Altar is going to give us 2 mana if we sack the creature to it. Yeah, it's just a different sack outlet than the Skull Clamp, right? So, okay, so we got Ragra. It's another free 0/1. So now we have 2 opportunities. Now, Goblin Bombardment lets me sack them for damage. And then, you know it, Enduring Renewal is kind of a supplement for our commander. So, if we have got the Enduring Renewal and the Goblin Bombardment in either one of these 0-drop creatures, do you like pinball? Because, ting, 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 yeah, that's exactly what it does. Now, or the Ashnod's Altar, and we're getting infinite colorless. So, just depending on which piece we have. Now, the Desecrated Tomb, because Enduring Renewal, the creature dies and then goes back to your hand, it does hit your yard and then leave your yard. So the Desecrated Tomb will create that bat token. Now we've got infinite bats. Mog Fanatic is just good by itself. I mean, with Enduring Renewal, whatever. But the Soul's Attendant and the Soul Warden is going to let us net infinite life. I have Pandemonium in here. Yeah, I guess that's if the Memnite thing happens. So, how do we win? Well, number 1, we're generating a very large storm count, right? So, Grape Shot or Empty the Warrens works there. Empty the Warrens, I mean, could work doubly because you get all those goblins, and if you've got the altar, bam. But if we get the infinite mana route, Aurelia's Fury, really, really like Aurelia's Fury, just because X damage divided as you choose. Yeah, don't worry about that last line. The object here is to just fury out the table. And then, to a lesser, yeah, Comet Storm would be fine. But Curvax Torch here, yeah, I know there's better ones, but I kind of like the Curvax Torch. It almost, the art in Curvax Torch almost looks like the little thing that Jeff Probst used to put out the fire of the castaways on Survivor when they get voted off. Anyway, So now let's get to the actual, how we're going to do all that. Our mana fixing, we have the Soul Ring, Fire Diamond, Marble Diamond, Boros Signet, Gift of Estates, Plague Mirror, Burnished Heart. Burnished Heart's kind of good with Enduring Renewal as well. Bonder's Ornaments, always going to give you mana. Sometimes it's going to give you the card, so that's why I put it with that. The Boros Key Rune and the Commander's Sphere. Now, card draw, obviously we need quite a bit of card draw because we got to find our pieces. While not card draw, Open the Armory is our tutor for the Skull Clan. That is what it is. We have Faithless Looting, Humble Defector. If you're not playing Humble Defector, you don't know what you're missing. This card, because you can just about make a deal with somebody at the table who is in a superior position from you or who has something you need, and maybe I have been watching too much Survivor. But yeah, and you can pass it back and forth between the two of you. We have Light Up the Stage. It's so hard not to say the rest of that verse. Tormenting Voice, Thrill of Possibility, Wild Guess. We're just digging for cards. Secret Rendezvous, another one, and then Introduction to Prophecy. We're going to try out Scry 2, draw a card. Now, there is a possibility that aspect of the deck does not work, right? Because, one-trick pony and all. Now, we do have other creatures. Soltari Visionary is a great... it's a great thing to equip and to enchant. Because that's the other part of Koll there is, But the problem with Soltari Visionary, it dies so always. Right? I mean, nobody lets it live. We have Rayav. Creature you control that's enchanted or equipment attacks, it gets double strike, so it kind of fits with the theme. Sun Titan's going to get back a whole lot of stuff in this deck. I think Sun Titan is actually the highest CMC in the entire deck. There's not a lot it actually won't get back. And it works because if you happen to have the Sun Titan, Enduring Renewal is going to prevent you from drawing creatures after the point that you cast it. If you're lucky enough to get the Sun Titan to cast the Sun Titan before the Enduring Renewal, then the world's your oyster. You can just keep getting them back by the Sun Titan activations. So that way, when it and it also works with the Tomb, and you see what I'm saying. Dockside Extortionist, pretty good creature to loop in and out of play. Relic Seeker, there again. Just because when it becomes renowned, Relic Seeker is very unassuming. And then we have Aegis of the Gods, mainly just for the hexproof thing. It does have a 1 toughness, which is kind of what I was looking for. We've got some equipments and enchantments to go on them, Hero's Blade auto-equips to Legends. That's cool. Battle Mastery, double strike. The Griffin Guide. I like the Griffin Guide here because Koll says you get the creature back. The Griffin Guide says you get the Griffin Guide back. So you get both of them back to just repeat the loop. Kind of a similar thing with Spirit Loop. Loxodon Warhammer Ancestral Blade. Then our, Intangible Virtue. This probably shouldn't be present. This probably should be a Fervor. Because we have a lot of... one of our win cons is token creation, and the last thing you want to do is make, 1,000,000 goblins and pass the turn. This should be some form of haste enabler. Either a Fervor, Mass Hysteria, the Praetor, whatever. That's what this slot should be. Fling, because, It sacrifices, you get it back. Claws of Gix. There are times where Enduring Renewal is a liability. And, or whatever. So you can sack anything that you've got. Ghostly Prison, of course, just going to help us. Resurrection. There again, if we had to pitch one of those cards to, like if you had your Enduring Renewal out and you drew your Sun Titan and you got to discard it, bam, now it's back. So our red-white removal. We have a Mana Tithe, Pyroblast, Condemn, Red Elemental Blast, Celestial Purge. I am liking this new Rip Apart. It's a Lightning Bolt or a Disenchant, but it is sorcery speed. So, if it was instant speed, it would, ooh. Crib Swap, Disenchant, Shattering Blow. I like Shattering Blow. Of course, Chain Reaction and Wrath of God because, we have a very specific plan we're working on. And clogging up the board clogs up our plan. So we've got to be ready to deal with it. Now for our non-basics. Now we have a Reliquary Tower in case we get to drawing too many cards in Boros. Yeah, right. Needle Verge Pathway, Rugged Prairie, Command Tower, Needle Spires, Fury Calm Snarl, Windscarred Crag, Boros Garrison, Boros Guildgate, Stone Quarry, Vivid Crag, Alpine Meadow, Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse. Y'all know what's missing now, don't you? The last card? Rogue's Passage. That's right. So, that is our pinball back in the day when all the what was all that together. It was Pebbles, I think is what they called it, back in the 90s when all of your 60 card tournament decks were named after breakfast cereals. Because you had Tricks, which is kind of the thing that you saw in the previous deck with the Illusions of Grandeur. And then this one was Pebbles. To when Necropotence became a thing, it became Cocoa Pebbles. Anyway, that is 690. Koll the Forgemaster, I'm pretty sure was not intended to be used that way, but that's just down the rabbit hole that my mind went down. May never win a game, but it's going to be a ton of fun. So, that's all I've got for today. I do appreciate it. Y'all let me know. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.